Hello, and with all the regal splendor befitting the royal family, we extend our gracious welcome to the Princess Diana News Channel. It's with immense pleasure that we invite you to once again embark on a journey into the enchanting realm of royalty. Let's move on to the video. In their engagement interview, they said they met at a blind date in 2016 organized by a mutual friend. And then, we heard that they met on Instagram in their docuseries. So what exactly is the truth about how this Z-list actress met a royal prince in real life? Well, we can't be sure exactly how it actually happened, but we are sure how it didn't happen. Meghan and Harry meeting in was no coincidence. This wasn't a blind date set up by someone they both knew. And I don't believe for a second that Harry stumbled upon Meghan's Instagram account and thought she was so hot, he just had to know her. You see, in the life of a narcissist like Meghan Markle, there are very few coincidences. There are very few things that can grow naturally. On the contrary, everything is carefully orchestrated, but what was obvious even then was that Meghan Markle was on a mission and she wasn't going to give up until she got what she wanted, which was a rich British woman. Katie Hind reports that in November 2013, she met Meghan Markle on a cold night in London. Now where did they meet? Well, obviously they met in a quote, at the rooftop bar of a Soho hotel, popular with celebrities. Hind writes, at this time, Meghan was still virtually unknown in the United States and completely unknown in Britain. But, as Hind reports, Meghan was desperate to break into showbiz here and get a mention in the British tabloids, which is why the meeting was arranged. Meghan's publicist reportedly begged many reporters to meet with her, and most people refused, but Katie Hind agreed. Mrs. Hind writes that Meghan was pretty, but not strikingly beautiful, and that she wore an elegant black coat, black trousers, and stiletto boots. Ms. Hind says she was warmly welcomed by Meghan. She had that Hollywood smile, also known as the Richter smile, and so the two started talking like friends over a few glasses of Prosecco. According to Katie Hind, she made it clear she wanted to find a Brit and quickly told me about an interested celebrity, Ashley Cole, then an England and Chelsea footballer. Ms. Hind goes on to say that he had apparently seen her on Suits and was now following her on social media, and Meghan claimed he had slid into her DMs on Twitter. Meghan asked the reporter, "Do you know this guy, Ashley Cole? He follows me on Twitter and keeps trying to talk to me. He really tries hard," he says. Wow, really, Meghan? Well, later Ashley Cole came out and claimed that it was Meghan who was stalking him. Later, Miss Hind writes, but he denies pursuing him and was rejected. He insists it was the opposite. Whether or not he does it to save face, who knows? Well, I think I know who I'm inclined to believe. And guess what? She's not that hypocritical, lying Duchess.so, according to Katie Hind. During that fateful conversation, she advised Meghan to stay away from Ashley Cole due to his cheating past. Note that Meghan seemed disappointed to learn Cole's story, but, being the good networker that she was, she continued to chat, telling me about her home in Toronto, where Suits was filmed, and her recent separation from cinema and television. Her producer husband Trevor Engelson, with whom she had lived in L.A. Oh, Trevor. You mean the same guy she broke up with by sending her rings in an envelope? I wonder if he included that part of the story in their conversation. Oh, apparently not. Because then, Katie continues to write, Meghan didn't seem too upset about the breakup with Engelson, and was very realistic about it, even though it happened recently. She said the relationship ran its course, but she did not go into detail. It ran its course, he said. Okay, let's translate this from Narcissus' speech. What Meghan really meant was that she had worn him out. She had already taken everything she could get from him. So it was time to throw it away. And that's why he was in London that he was hunting. He needed a new victim. But not just any victim, because you see, at that moment, Meghan understood that the end of her career was in sight. Yes, sure, he was still on that cable TV series, but his character would soon be written off the show. So she had to act, and she had to act fast, because she too was getting pretty old by Hollywood standards. At 32, she was getting a little old for yachts. And that's why he decided to leave for England. She thought she would be better off there. He could flash her that Hollywood smile and find her a rich Englishman who would give her the fame and fortune she hadn't been able to achieve on her own. And even then, Meghan knew how to handle the media. Mrs. Hind wrote, "There were no boundaries and she worked hard for those few inches of column." You see, even then, Meghan knew how important it was for her to try to leverage the media to get publicity, because she knew she couldn't get it any other way. Meghan never had the talent or looks to really be a star. So what she has to settle for is being tabloid fodder, and that's fine with her. As long as she gets attention, she doesn't really care where it comes from. And one thing that really strikes me about this article is that this encounter took place in 2013. So what this tells us is that Meghan was involved in this scam for 3 whole years before she finally convinced Harry. According to Katie Hind, Meghan's publicist spent weeks promoting Meghan around the capital, and she says the charm offensive continued. I quote, "She began a budding friendship with Piers Morgan, although it was quickly abandoned when she met Harry and attended a number of red carpet events. And it was at one of those red carpet events that he asked, quote, former WAG and TV personality, Lizzie Cundy, 'Do you know any famous guys? I'm single and I really like the English. Desperate? Yes, shameless? Absolutely. But that's Meghan for you. You see, scams are nothing new to her. In fact, scamming is the only thing Meghan really understands. This is how she got to where she is in life. You see, Meghan thinks she's entitled to everything she wants in life. And when she can't get it through her own merit or talent, she gets angry because that's what her mother taught her to do. In this article, Katie Hind speculates about what would have happened if she hadn't warned Meghan not to get involved with Ashley Cole. Has Meghan finished with the footballer? Would Harry still work for the royal family, still close to his brother and father? Well, maybe the answer to both questions is yes. Now, would Ashley Cole's life be better? Absolutely not. Would Harry's life be better if Meghan had never entered it? I believe. And look, I know Harry said he had a problem with his family before he met Meghan. I know he said he wasn't happy as a working royal even before Meghan came into his life. But look at the facts, look at everything that's happened since she came on the scene. I mean, no one can say that Harry's life is better today than before he met Meghan. Another thing this article made me realize is that, even as a con artist, Meghan Markle isn't very good. I mean, he started in 2013 and didn't succeed until 2016, when he finally caught Harry in his net. And it was probably thanks to Marcus Anderson and his contacts. And I can't help but wonder how long exactly Meghan stood staring at Harry before finally making her move. How long did she stalk him before finally finding a way to force the meeting, and how many other Ashley Coles were there? How many other English people were there that Meghan chased but failed to catch? Honestly, my friends, as time goes by, I think we will hear more stories like this. And I suspect that Meghan Markle's image as a person will become even more worrying. Our video is up to here. Kindly share your thoughts in the comments section. As usual, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might find it interesting. And before you leave, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button to stay updated with all the latest content from the Princess Diana News channel. Thanks for joining us, have a wonderful day, and I'll be returning soon in upcoming videos.